Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 575.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about the top dividend ETFs year to date. And I think this is a good time to talk about this because of the recent volatility that we've seen in the stock market. If you haven't listened to my podcast about what's going on with the stock market, go ahead and listen to that after this podcast because there's a lot of good information in there and you need to know why things have been a little bit volatile. But here's the thing, when you have dividend paying stocks in your portfolio, the dividends that the stocks pay, that extra income that comes into your account, can help to be a little bit of a cushion during those volatile times in the market. So we like dividend paying stocks. They are either something you can put in your large cap asset allocation sector of your asset allocation pie. You know, it looks like a pie slice, that large cap piece, mid cap, small cap. Those are medium companies and smaller companies, as well as international emerging markets, etc. And then we also have our sector ETFs that we like. But this dividend ETF could either go in the large cap slice or the sector ETF slice. Either way, I like it as part of the large cap slice because they are large companies. They tend to be very established companies. That's how they're able to pay dividends, is that they're big cash cows, if you will. They throw off a lot of cash flow and they're able to pay dividends on a regular basis and a lot of times also raise their dividends over time. So these can be great things to have in your portfolio. And it just so happened that Investors Business Daily came out with a current list of top performers this month. And while they're talking about year-to-date numbers, and we always like to look at longer-term trends than that, like 3 to 5 years performance, I'm just going to give you both year-to-date and, if they have a 3-year number, their 3-year performance number. In fact, what I think I'll do is I'll give you the top dividend ETFs year-to-date, and then I'll tell you the top 3 ETFs that have the best 3-year performance, and I'll also tell you the top 3 best yielding ETFs. In other words, who's paying the highest amount of dividends, because that may be different than who is doing the best year-to-date. So before I get started, just as a point of reference, the S&P 500 is up 13.74% year-to-date. On a 3-year basis, it's up 12.67 annually, and it's yielding 1.93%. So the first dividend ETF is ClearBridge Dividend Strategy ESG, symbol YLDE. It's up 18.47% year-to-date, and it yields 1.84%. Victory Shares Dividend Accelerator, symbol VSDA, is up 17.67 year-to-date and yields 1.51%. Metaris U.S. Equity X Dividend 2027, symbol XDIV, is up 16.3% year-to-date and does not show any yield. Not sure why that's not showing a yield. I would think it would have to have a yield to be on this list, so I don't know. Strange. The fourth highest ETF this year is the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation ETF, symbol VIG, up 15.62%, yields 1.98%. Then the First Trust Value Line Dividend ETF, symbol VFD, is up 15.58% year-to-date and yields 2.3%. The iShares U.S. Dividend and Buyback ETF, symbol DIVB, is up 14.57% year-to-date and yields 2.24%. The Invesco Dividend Achievers ETF, symbol PFM, is up 14.49% and yields 2.13%. The Invesco S&P Global Dividend Opportunity, symbol LVL, up 14.48% year-to-date, yields 3.62%. The Global X S&P 500 Quality Dividend ETF, symbol QDIV, up 14.09%. Again, no yield on that. The iShares Core Dividend Growth, symbol DGRO, up 13.64%, yields 2.33%. The Global X Super Dividend Alternative, symbol ALTY, up 13.46% year-to-date, yields 7.15%. The Wisdom Tree Middle East Dividend, GULF, is the symbol, up 13.26%, yields 3.71%. And the Wisdom Tree U.S. Total Dividend ETF, symbol DTD, up 13.26%, yields 2.96%. So the one that really stood out in terms of yield was the Global X Super Dividend Alternatives, symbol ALTY, at 7.15% yield. Now, that may be because it is global and is investing outside of the U.S. in some companies that might pay higher dividends, might be higher risk. Be careful buying something just based on its yield. It usually means if there's a higher yield, a lot higher than other average yields, that usually means there's additional risk there. So be very, very careful with that. The second highest yield is from the Wisdom Tree Middle East Dividend, symbol GULF, at 3.71. Same thing, we have companies outside the U.S. in that ETF, so that could help to make the average higher. And the third highest dividend comes to us from the Invesco S&P Global Dividend Opportunities, symbol LVL, at 3.62%. So you can see the three highest yields all include not only U.S. dividend-paying companies in their ETF, but they are global or outside of the U.S., international or global. So you do have that component. And because you have an ETF, you're buying a whole portfolio, which helps to reduce risk because you have diversification. But just be careful, do a little bit more research. Don't take this as your only sole source of research. Go ahead and look into some of these things and find out what's actually in the ETFs, what countries they're invested in, what companies they're invested in. Do a little bit more research. All right, now I need to give you the top 3-year returns of these ETFs. So the best 3-year return is from the iShares Core Dividend Growth ETF, symbol DGRO. It has averaged 13.63% for 3 years. The second best 3-year average comes to us from the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation ETF, symbol VIG. It has returned 13.28% per year for 3 years. And in third place, the Wisdom Tree Middle East Dividend, symbol GULF. It has averaged 11.72% per year for 3 years. Not all of these ETFs, I'd say about half of the ETFs have a 3-year average. So a lot of these are very new and haven't been tried and true for 3 years. I do recommend that you look at 3 to 5 year performance as a minimum when you're considering a new investment. But remember to do your research. Don't consider this a recommendation for any ETF. As I said, you want to continue to look into the companies, what's in there, what makes up the ETF portfolio, and all of that. But we do like dividend-paying ETFs. I think they're a nice cushion to add into a portfolio. You can either use these dividend-paying ETFs, or you can invest in real estate investment trusts, which are also known to have high yields, which are also known to pay high dividends. So you can look at adding real estate investment trusts to your portfolio as another option to provide that cushion, that additional source of income, and add that into your asset allocation pie. If you need to review asset allocation, I have podcasts about that, and I suggest you go back and listen to those. They're a good basic foundation for any portfolio. It's absolutely how you should start investing and get diversified and cover all the asset classes. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And don't forget, for the month of June, we have our giveaway going on for reviews of the podcast and the book. If you leave a podcast review, you can qualify for 5 of my Wealthy Mindset Blueprint audio sets valued at $197, or you can win one of 5 You're Already a Wealth Heiress books personalized by me and just voted as one of the all-time best wealth books. And you could win one of 2 wealth mentoring sessions with me valued at $500 each. All you need to do is leave a review on iTunes. That'll get your name in the drawing one time. If you have read the Wealth Heiress book and you leave a review on Amazon, that will get your name in the hat one time. And if you do both, and I can identify your name from both, then you will, or you can email me and let me know that you did both at lpjhome@gmail.com. Your name will go in the drawing 3 times if you do both a podcast review and a book review. The giveaway contest goes through June 30th, and I'll report the winners on the following podcast. So thank you so much for your reviews. They're already starting to come in, and you guys just amaze me. I love hearing from you, and I love hearing how you're taking what you're learning on the podcast, putting it into practice, and getting great results. So thank you so much for that. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.
As always, I will leave a copy of this article from Investors Business Daily on my website and in the show notes. So if you want to take a look at the physical copy or print it out, or if you were driving or doing something and didn't get to catch the name of one of these ETFs that you'd like to know more about, I will put a copy on both the website and in the show notes.